winner, the 2015 Red Bull Frozen Rush, Bryce Menzies!
My name is Garth Milan, and I'm an action sports photographer.
My name is Terry Lingner, the director for the webcast, and my cut will live on the NBC edited show.
My name is Jason Schampers. I am here working on Ricky Johnson's truck and seeing if we can get that thing running up front.
I've always been a really visual person, and I've always loved action sports. I just grew up, back then there was no internet, so it was all about the magazines every month. And so once I realized that I wasn't actually good enough to be professional in any of those sports, then that was, I guess, to me, the next best step. You know, coming into Frozen Rush, I was kind of scared about the cold factor, but at the same time, I do enough of these events in different places like this that I know how to prepare.
Everything from changing lenses to swapping memory cards and all that kind of stuff's really hard. I feel like I'm fumbling a lot, and my hands are pretty numb, so it's tough. At the same time, still fun, having a good time.
I really don't like to shoot with gloves because I like to be able to feel my camera. It is what it is, and you just have to deal with it.
Way to the outside is Horde.
I always like to be as close as I can, show what it's like to be there and just be in it, not just a spectator with a long lens in the back.
Bryce Menzies, strong in qualifying and strong here in the first round. He's going to advance.
The nickname Squirrel has been around for a while. I've always kind of been accused of a little bit of attention deficit, maybe hyperactive, high energy, and anything that we can do, that I can do to make sure that final little tweak is there to make the truck run good. The big thing that we got to do, keep the calipers warm, and this thing side by side. I've seen a lot of good teams go down just by small problems. Everybody has to work together, and that's one thing that we have had a strong, solid foundation for a number of years. Basically, Ricky's been a professional driver. We trust his opinion, and Ricky got out of the truck, talked with Scott, and when Ricky's in the truck and he's going to drive it, you got to trust his judgment, his experience. Everybody wants to get that truck in the winner's circle.
Final round, teacher versus student. Here we go.
I tend to specialize in shows that don't have a puck or a ball or two guys punching each other because I like complicated, tricky shows. Last year, the truck started at different times, and I could calculate that pretty well in my cut. This show is going to be a little more complicated, I think, because they're starting at the same time and separating and trying to get a cover shot that will really show the perspective of where the trucks are. It's going to be a pretty good challenge, frankly.
And it is wheel to wheel right off the lunch.
And I hate to say it, but I just turned 60 2 weeks ago, but I love it. I want the ball. Put it all on my shoulders and I'll get us out of this. You know, some people do not like that kind of organized chaos. To me, if I wasn't doing this, I think I would have loved to have been an air traffic controller, but only during thunderstorms. You know, I don't want it on a clear day.
And RJ will step up!
Huge mistake!
Whoa!
Huge mistake!
You know, this is the closest thing to actually competing or racing in my mind. I have to be totally focused about making television for 2.5 hours and not watching it.
And Bryce Menzies wins Frozen Rush 2015.
This year, my most memorable Frozen Rush moment is going to just be the camaraderie of everybody on the team.
To me, the most memorable part of Frozen Rush as a whole is you're so used to seeing trucks like this in their off-road environments.
I'm used to seeing mud flying. I'm used to seeing dust.
It's so cool to see these trucks so perfectly clean. At the end of their run, they look like they're off the showroom, you know, and I mean, you can't help but think that's badass. I mean, if you don't, you're not living it.